students, we are discussing challenges in improving agriculture products. So today we are going to observe the activities there. One activity we have to discuss that activity. So this activity talks about transpiration. What is the difference between the transportation and transpiration? Transportation is nothing but the materials move from one place to the other place. Transpiration is nothing but the water evaporates from the plants, from the leaves, specific part is from the stomata into atmosphere. That is the transpiration. How can we look at how can the transpirations occurs in the plants? We can take, we can select one potted plants. We can select some stems along with the leaves. Cover with the polythene covers. Take healthy potted plants and a polythene covers. We have to cover with a polythene cover some leaves or some stems. We have to tie their mouth properly. Keep this experiment in the presence of sunlight. When you keep this experiment in the presence of sunlight, what happens? After a few hours, we are going to see some water droplets inside the polythene cover. Where does this water came from? After a few hours, we are going to observe that. So some water droplets is going to absorb in the polythene cover. There is no chance to go from atmosphere into the polythene cover because there is no gap, there is no space, there is no holes. But there is a chance to go away from the plants. These plants absorb the water from the soil particles, from the xylem to the stems, so from the leaves. From the stomata, the water will evaporate into the atmosphere. This process is called as transpiration. Transpiration. So if you pour 1 liter of water to the plants, or 1000 milliliter of water to the plants, it will absorb only 0.01% of the for the preparation of carbohydrates. The remaining 999 ml of water will be evaporated to the atmosphere. Then what is the need of pouring more water to the crops or to the plants? It's not required. So there are different types of animals. Some plants will around 3000 above, 36,000 above. Water will be evaporated into the atmosphere. The large big mango trees or oak trees, they will respire, they will transpire 1000 lakhs liters of water into the atmosphere. So this is about transpiration in the plants. Take a healthy potted plant, select some healthy leaves and narrow leaves, tie their mouths with the polythene covers. Keep this experiment in the presence of sunlight. After a few minutes, we are going to observe some water droplets inside the polythene cover. Where they came from? From the leaves. They are evaporating into the atmosphere. This is called as transpirations. If you pour 1 liter of water to the crops, from the 1 liter of water, 999 ml will be evaporated in the atmosphere. 0.1 or 0.01 ml of water will be utilized for the preparation of carbohydrates. This is about this experiment. Next one. They have given table. So one more is You have to write the importance of stomata also. You have to draw the stomata diagram also. Stomata contains chlorophylls, guard cells, some pores. Through the small pores, the water will be evaporated by the plasma. The stomata also helpful in the respiration and as well as transpirations. Okay, activity 2. Look at page number 111. Activity 2. What is there? So there are two different types of nutrients is there in the plant is available. One is micronutrients. Another one is macronutrients. One is micronutrients, another one is macronutrients. Micronutrients is nothing but small quantity of nutrients is required for the plant's growth. They are called as very small, like magnesium, boron, zinc, copper, molybdenum, chlorine. If the plant need more number of nutrients, such type of nutrients are called as macro is nothing but more. Like NPK, nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium. Micronutrients, chloride, zinc, boron, copper, molybdenums, nickels, chlorines. So next come to the activity 2, that is plant nutrients. So absorption of salts by different crops, units kg per hectare in seasons. Crops: rice, yield per hectare 2240 kg. Wheat, yield per hectare 1568. Millets 1792 kg. Corn 2016 yields per hectare. Sugarcane 67,000 because its weight is very high. Groundnut 1904. So the absorption of salts by different crops, like absorption of NPK, nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium. Rice required 34 kg per hectare, nitrogen 22 kg per hectare, phosphorus, potassium 67. For the growing of rice, which is more absorption of salts, rice required 67 kg per hectare potassium. That's why in rice crop you have to apply more potassium, not nitrogen and not phosphorus. Wheat, nitrogen 56, phosphorus 15, potassium 67. For this wheat also potassium required more number of potassium, more kg of potassium. Millet, nitrogen 56, phosphorus 15, potassium 146. 146 kg per hectare of potassium is required in the millets crops. Corn required 39% of potassium. Sugarcane 202 potassiums. So groundnut need more nitrogen, 78 kg per hectare, 22 phosphorus and 45 potassiums. This is the differentiation of absorption of salts. So some crops need nitrogen more, some crops need potassium more, some crops needs phosphorus more. So according to the crops requirement, you have to apply this phosphorus, potassium and nitrogen. If it is not required, in last class we discussed different types of crops. Some farmers they apply nitrogen, they got some amount of production. Some farmers they cultivated without phosphorus, without nutrients. There is a small differences is there. There is not a huge differences. Even though you are not applying phosphorus, you got almost the same production. Even though you are not applying nitrogen, you got the same productions. No need to add NPK, nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium. potassium because this NPK is already available in the soils. Then we will go for the crop rotation. If in this year you have started cultivating the groundnut, plenty of nitrogen is there in the groundnut because in the legume node of this groundnuts you can see the rhizobium bacteria. They will add more number of nitrogen into the soil. Then next year if you cultivate other crops, there is a crop rotation is there. They will say this NPK also nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium. Okay, this is about the plant nutrients and the activity. So today homework you have to write the activity. So you have to write the activity. One more, that's the table they have given. Water evaporates month-wise in millimeter in graph 2, page number 109. In which month the more water will be evaporated into the atmosphere? In which month the plenty of humidity or the plenty of temperature is there in that month, the more water will be evaporated into the atmosphere. When the stomata opens, the transpiration will take place. The water will evaporate into the atmosphere. Can you look at this page? In the month of March, the high rate of the transpiration. In the month of June, the second place. The least is in December. In December, in this month, the less water will be evaporated in the atmosphere because it is a winter season. It is a winter season. The temperature is very low. The temperature is very low. ఇప్పుడు కూడా చలి పెడతా ఉంటుంది. ఈవెన్ ఎండలో కూడా చలి పెడతా ఉంటుంది. చాలా తక్కువ టెంపరేచర్ ఉంటుంది. So that's why the transpiration is very low in December month. The transpiration is very high in March and June month because of the temperatures. So today homework. So you have to write the activity 1. You can do in your home also. If you have a potted plant, select a potted plant, take one polythene cover, select some leaves and stem, tie their mouth and keep this experiment in the sunlight. You have to observe in the polythene covers. After a few hours you are going to observe some droplets of water inside the polythene cover, not outside, inside the polythene cover. This is nothing but transpiration. This is nothing but transpirations. So once again you have to write this table also. Rice crops yield factor. What is the kg factor? Nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium. Like wheat, rice, millets, corn, sugar cane and groundnut. You have to write this table also. Okay. Then you have to write what is macronutrients and what is micronutrients and macronutrients and examples. Okay. Thank you, student.